Hey everyone, welcome back. What if I told you a simple quarter in your pocket could be worth thousands? Today, we're talking about 3 rare Washington quarters with crazy mistakes and awesome stories. These coins are super valuable, and you might have one without even knowing it. Let's check them out. Let's talk about a really cool and possibly valuable coin you might have in your pocket right now, the 1984 Washington quarter. Now, most people wouldn't think much about a quarter from 1984. After all, it's not that old, and millions were made. But here's the fun part, a few of these coins were made with a special error that makes them worth way more than just 25 cents, in fact, they could be worth over $1,200. So, what's so special about this quarter? Well, a few 1984 quarters from the Philadelphia Mint, that's what the P stands for, were made with a double die error. That means something went wrong during the coin's production. Normally, the design is stamped onto the coin once. But in this case, the coin was struck twice, and not perfectly lined up. This created a doubled image on the coin. It's kind of like if you printed something, and then accidentally printed it again just slightly off-center. You'd see a shadowy second version of the image. That's what happens with these error coins. On the 1984 Washington quarter, this doubling usually shows up on the date, 1984, the word liberty, and in God we trust. If you look closely, you'll see that some of the letters or numbers look like they have a shadow or a blurry second version next to them. This is what collectors call doubling, and it's what makes the coin rare and valuable. These types of errors are not common because the U.S. Mint has high standards for coin making. So when an error like this slips through, it becomes a big deal for coin collectors. And that's why this quarter is so interesting. It's not just old, it's unique. Now, let's talk value. If you find a 1984 Washington quarter with this double die error, its worth depends on its condition. If it's in really good shape, shiny, clean, and not worn out, it can sell for $1,200 or more. Even ones that aren't in perfect shape can still be worth a few $100s. Here's how to check if you have one. Look closely at the date, 1984. Is there a ghost-like double image? Check the word liberty and in God we trust. Do the letters look blurry or doubled? Use a magnifying glass or a phone camera zoom if you need help seeing the details. So next time you get change at the store or clean out your coin jar, don't skip over those quarters. Take a moment and check them. You never know, you could find a hidden treasure sitting right in your pocket. And that's why the 1984 Washington quarter is one of the coolest and most surprising coins out there. Next up, let's talk about the 1996 Washington quarter. Now, you might be thinking, 1996. That's not even that old. How can a coin like that be valuable? Well, believe it or not, this quarter could be worth hundreds of dollars, and it all comes down to a mix of rarity and some unusual minting errors. In 1996, the U.S. Mint had some changes in production, and fewer quarters were made with the mintmark, which stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Usually, millions and millions of quarters are made each year, but that year, something different happened. The Philadelphia Mint produced a much lower number of quarters than expected. So right away, that makes this version of the 1996 quarter rarer than most. Now, you might ask, what's the big deal about a mint mark? Great question. That little letter on the front of your coin, usually near the date, tells you where the coin was made. A P means Philadelphia, and a D means Denver. In most years, this isn't a big deal, but when only a small number of coins are made with a specific mint mark, collectors start paying attention. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some of these 1996 quarters didn't just have low mintage, they also had errors. And when it comes to coin collecting, errors can be worth big money. Some of the 1996 quarters have been found with off-center strikes, meaning the images on the coin weren't stamped exactly in the right place. Others may have a double die error, which means part of the design looks like it was printed twice, giving it a ghost-like effect, just like the 1984 P quarter we talked about earlier. Because of these rare issues, a 1996 P Washington quarter can be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. If it's in great condition and has one of these errors, it could sell for $200 or more. Even regular 1996 P quarters in near-perfect condition can fetch higher prices than you'd expect. So, how do you know if you've got one? First, check the mint mark. Look for a clear P next to the date. Then, take a close look at the design. Is the image slightly off-center? Does the lettering or date look doubled or blurry? These could be signs of a rare error. Using a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera zoom can help you spot the details more clearly. If you find something that looks unusual, don't spend it. You might want to show it to a coin expert or appraiser. Even if it turns out to be a small error, it could still be worth much more than face value. So next time you're going through your change or coin jar, keep an eye out for the 1996 P quarter. It might look like an ordinary coin, but it could be a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. Alright, now let's talk about the real star of the show, the 1968 No Mintmark Washington quarter. This coin is one of the most mysterious and valuable quarters ever made, and if you happen to find one, you could be holding something worth thousands of dollars. So, what's so special about this coin? In 1968, U.S. quarters were supposed to have a mint mark, a small letter that shows where the coin was made. If it was made in Philadelphia, it usually had a P. If it came from Denver, it had a D. But here's the twist, some quarters from 1968 came out with no mint mark at all. Just a regular quarter design, but missing that tiny letter. Now, not all coins without a mint mark are rare. In fact, before 1980, many coins made in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark. But here's the catch, in 1968, most quarters were being properly marked, and for some reason, a few slipped through without it. These 1968 no mint mark quarters are extremely rare because this wasn't supposed to happen. No one is 100% sure how it happened. It might have been a mistake at the mint, or maybe the mint mark punch wasn't used during a part of the coin-making process. Either way, this little error created one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever. Collectors love coins like this because they are hard to find, and anything rare in the world of coins usually means big value. These 1968 no mint mark quarters didn't get released in large numbers, so most people have never seen one. So, how much is it worth? If you have a 1968 Washington quarter with no mint mark and it's in great condition, it could sell for $3,750 or even more. That's a lot of money for a single quarter. If it's in near-perfect, mint condition, meaning it looks almost brand new, the value could be even higher. Coin collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins like this, especially if they are rare and in great shape. Here's how to check. First, look at the front of the coin, right next to the bottom of George Washington's ponytail. That's where the mint mark should be. If your 1968 quarter has no letter there at all, you might have something special. If you think you found one, don't spend it. Show it to a coin expert or have it professionally appraised. Conclusion. So there you have it. The 1984 P double die, the 1996 P low mintage quarter, and the 1968 no mint mark quarter, 3 coins that prove a small error can mean big money. Always check your spare change, you never know what kind of treasure you might be holding. If you enjoyed learning about these rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.